Hey everybody, Haku here with my first, I guess it's kind of the first in this sort of format. My first live reaction and review for Boku no Hero Academia, and this is going to be chapter 140. So first off, we're going to go through and read it, and this is my first time reading it, of course. Then after that, I'm going to go through again and discuss it a bit part by part, and do all that in one video, and I guess that's going to be how this goes week to week from now on. I may not be giving it a score each week, though, like a score out of 10, because it's hard to do that just from like one read and not taking notes and stuff. So I'm going to discuss it and my thoughts on it and all, but I'm also probably not giving it a number score. Either way, let's read it, though. Hold on. Memories of a day in the life of young Amajiki. It was spring. I had transferred to this school on the day the new school year's opening ceremony. My first day as a third grader. My name is Ama, and I couldn't give a proper self-introduction. Once the ceremony was over and we moved to our classrooms, I froze up in front of the students who were now forming groups. A transfer student like me lacked the courage to simply insert myself anywhere, and I had never really been able to make friends up to that point either. I thought myself just that colorless and boring a person. Hey, Amajiki, about before, and then you came, and it's little Mirio. Were you trying to say you like heroes? Alright, who's your favorite? You came and called out to me. The heroes in the front were tossed under. What do? And we have all these, police officers still up top. We've got no choice but to charge on. There are more of them than I'd anticipated. I suppose I'll deal with these people here first. The only one who's needed to take down these time-eating pawns is me, the will to stand up to them by himself. Horiko Shikoe, Boku no Hero Academia number 140, Sun Eater of the Big Three. Okay, and we see the, okay, so it looks like that is a guy, it's not a girl, the one on the far right. What are you saying? Let's cooperate, says, yells Kirishima. Yeah, you heard him, cooperate, we'll kill the lot of you. That's Setsuno. Any guns we pull on him will be useless. We're counting on you, heroes. I like how the police already know most of their quirks. What, you found out about my quirk? Yeah, whatever. Just means I can let loose all I want. Afraid not. Drop your sword, says Aizawa, presumably activating Eraserhead. What the? I can't use it. He can erase quirks, huh? I did hear there was a hero out there with a quirk akin to Ares' quirk destruction. This guy's gonna be a real pain in the ass. Not that it matters anyway. The only thing we need to be doing is deter them, and he pulls a gun. That's all there is to it. I don't care if it's a sword or a hail of bullets, they'll sink right into this body of mine, so it'll be easier if you come quiet, says Fat Gum. Threats like that'll only work on folks who value their own lives. We can use weapon now that Eraser's got you suppressed. Resign yourselves to your fate and surrender. Yo, and then... what the heck? Somebody jumps in, is that Fat Gum? Did he absorb one of them? Oh no, it's Amajiki. He turned into a clamshell, jumped through them, and then grabs them with the tentacles. Setsuno, quirk, thief. Hojo, quirk, crystallization. Tabe, quirk, ingestion. Okay. And he grabs all the weapons away from them. I'll be your opponent. I indulged in tons of takoyaki at Fat's office, so my octopus skills are at their upper bound. And seeing as I got shot not too far back, I'm more vigilant regarding things like these. Squaring off against these clowns is pointless. In this situation, they're keeping so many pros in one place. Keeping so many pros in one place is exactly what they want. Yeah, it looks like he uses a crab claw to destroy all the weapons. Heh, says the thief guy. But senpai, this is a race. There's not a single second to waste. With quirks like the pros, especially erasers, they should be moving ahead. And you'll need the raw power to break across the warping underground too, not to mention the police and their firearms. Fat Gum, I can shut these three down here. Let's go. The door's over there, says Fat, grabbing Kirishima. Hey, hold on, wait, says the one thief guy. And then Aizawa activates his quirk again and goes in for the ingestion guy. Tabe, I think his name was. Not again. And did he just slap him in the forehead? Pin down these three while my quirk is still in effect, says Aizawa. Okay. Everybody. And they all look toward him. I leave Mirio to you. Knowing him, he'll definitely push himself too hard, so please help him. And we see them all running ahead. Fat, what are you thinking leaving Senpai there all alone? The kid's with your office, so I left it to your judgment, but give it to me straight, it's not looking good, is it? Says Rocklock. He's the strongest out of any of us here, says Fat Gum, but his heart was weak. He was crushing himself under the pressure of needing to do everything perfect. He climbed all the way to UA's Big Three under that stress. That's the kid who made the call he'd be able to shut them down. What choice do we got but to leave it to him? These three have been tasked with eliminating all those who would head towards the objective. The mimicry ability of the one named Irinaka hasn't shown any signs of movement. Might he be prioritizing the police officer still up there? In any case, it doesn't seem as though he can grasp and minutely manipulate the entire labyrinth all at once. At any rate, I will hold them at bay. Still can't use my quirk. It feels so weird. Here I was talking big, but I've got to knock out these three bastards before Eraser's quirk wears off. Sorry, but I'm about to put you to sleep all at once. And he punches them in the face with tentacles. Yo. But it looks like one of them cut his tentacle, maybe with the mask. You got spooked and pulled back without thinking, didn't ya? I know you're in a hurry, but don't be getting lazy about the fight now. 'Cause you're dealing with garbage excuses for humans, with us garbage excuses for humans. You can never know what a guy's hiding under his mask. The guy had a knife in his mouth. That disheveled looking guy's quirk's time is up. And then the one guy activates his crystallization, starts charging. Not being allowed to kill us. That's gotta be a nice handicap, huh? What a position to be in. It looks like he gets hit with a clam. The thief lets him take what's on a target's person instantly into his hands, so my shell counts as being on my person. We've already thrown it all away, our lives, everything. When I jumped off a ledge and a hero caught me, that was nothing but despair. None of us can find any reason to live anymore, but you wouldn't understand, would you? Our capo picked pieces of trash like us up and put us to use again. And even trash has got its pride, you know, so if somebody puts their expectations in us, we've gotta oblige them. Yo, and this guy nails him with the crystallization punch. It's not only heroes. Quirks can be of use in any job. In the future, how can I be of use? That's what the quirk education subject was for. What's wrong, Amakiji? And we see him as a kid again. With that quirk, you should be able to do a lot more than that. Still too nervous, huh? Well, that's fine. Don't push yourself. You can go back. And we see Mirio slamming into a wall with only his hand going through it. What are you trying to pull, Tagata? Your face isn't even making it through. No, I told you, this is super hard. You want to try it? It's probably 5 times harder than anything you can imagine. And Tagata's control of his quirk is quite uncoordinated. That's what he says, but I'll pull it off next time. Mirio, you're really amazing. Even if you can't do it, you still cheerfully face forward, so your surroundings also brighten. I'm no good. If I think I'll fail, my mind goes blank, I can't move. You'll become a great hero, one that shines like the sun. What the heck are you saying, says Mirio. It's like you've raised me up on this huge pedestal or something, but it's not like that at all. The reason I can give my all is 'cause you're here with me, Tamaki. I'm not that strong-willed a guy. It's just, well, you get extremely nervous, right? But you never run or give up, or just give up, and that makes me want to not lose either. Lose to me? I think you're putting me on a pedestal and putting yourself way too down. That's why you'd call me the sun. But I know you, dude. I know you're actually awesomely talented, and that you're actually a super fun, super sunny kid. So, To put it using your words, you're even more amazing than any sun. The sun'd get outshone by you, man. Give it up, for my name is... Guess what I'm trying to say is, just be confident, Tamaki. Your name is Sun Eater. The path ahead is illuminated by the title his friend bequeathed him. That was so good. Those last few pages were so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me run back to the beginning really quick, and then we can discuss this part by part, but oh my god. Like, it was all good, but those last few pages were just so good. Oh my gosh. So, starting out at the beginning to discuss this. I liked it way more than One Piece this week. I'll go ahead and throw that one out. But, starting at the very beginning, we get this flashback. It's nice seeing him and Mirio as like little third graders. Little Mirio, so cute. Then we get back to seeing the guys upstairs. I like that they're having their own problems with the Mimic guy, and it explains why the Mimic guy isn't down there messing with the people downstairs yet. Then we see everybody wanting to cooperate. They already know their quirks. We already kind of knew all of that. The guy with the one mask, the thief guy, I guess he's kind of the coolest out of the three, but all three of them do feel kind of scrub-ish, you know? If anything, we barely saw anything of the ingestion guy, Tabe or whatever. I'd like to see more of what he does, just because we barely saw any of him, and his mask looks really creepy and shit. So yeah. Okay, we see a bunch of threats and stuff. Tamaki goes in for the attack and takes all three down. Yeah, their names were Setsuno, who has Thief, Hojo, who has Crystallization, and Tabe, who has Ingestion. Then he takes their weapons and smashes them with the crab claw. Tamaki, that is. Says everybody to run ahead, which is smart, because, I mean, it's all about getting there before they escape and stuff, so it's smart for them to leave a guy behind, everybody else goes ahead. Leave a guy behind, everybody else goes ahead. So then, whenever they do complete their objective, all they have to do is start working their way back to the front and go back and provide help to all the people they left behind and just grab and arrest more and more people as they come back. That, or it's going to kind of work towards the middle, because then say Ryukyu, Dragon Wife, and her group takes out the guy at the front gate. They're going to be moving forward to help the guys in front of them. So it kind of works in sort of a linear way like that. If they succeed, that is. So this is a good strategy. I like that Aizawa activates his quirk on all of them and then is like, okay, pin them all. It's weird the way he slapped the guy in the head. I don't feel like I've seen Aizawa do that. I don't know if that was something important or not. If it was something other than him using his quirk on the guy. That were, like, because, you know, little things like that in Boku no Hero Academia come back into play later a lot of the time. So I don't know if that's significant. But either way, just paying attention to stuff. Says he leaves Mirio to them and all. Fat Gum says I like this. He's the strongest out of all of us, but he's always been like, but he's always thought of himself as like, in a negative light and all that. So, I like it that they're like, okay, well, if he's not thinking of himself like that, then he's the strongest of us all. So, I mean, he's good. He goes in for the punch. Guy had a blade in the mask, which is really smart writing. I wasn't expecting that, actually, for them to have stored a weapon in their mask. That was pretty smart. Of course, the quirk wears off, so the guy crystallizes. Then the guy, we see his quirk in effect. He can just steal things like the shell off people's body. We still don't see the ingestion guy doing anything, and maybe that has something to do with All Might slapping him. Maybe he knocked him unconscious even. It's a bit, I don't know. I feel like it's going to come into play. We learned that they pretty much think of themselves as trash and stuff, and that their only reason for living is Chisaki. So then we see another flashback. It looks like, I don't know if that's still elementary school, but they look a little bit older, and Mirio has the ponytail, so I'm thinking maybe this is more along the lines of around middle school-ish. So they talk about, and we see how they both have their own problems, where Tamaki freezes up whenever he thinks he's going to fail, and Tagada keeps pushing forward, but he's really clumsy and can't use his quirk very well. And then just the great scene of the conversation between those two, and how the conversation like melded into what's going on at the present time and everything. It was great. And also we see it's like his hand. He turned the actual body of the finger, covered it with like, I guess it'd be carapace or chitin from the crab, and then the joints are like made of the material of the tentacles. So it's really cool. I like that we get further sort of building on this quirk, that he can use it in like such a fine-tuned way. And then of course we end there. So good chapter overall. Really good chapter. I mean, I don't know, I can't complain about anything. The length was good too. There's nothing really wrong with it. So yeah, those were my thoughts going back through. Just reading, giving some thoughts and all. Yeah, obviously. So either way, I'm going to try to get this up after my One Piece reaction. So like if you did like the video, and comment down there to tell me what you thought of this week's chapter, my thoughts, my reaction, all that on it. Subscribe for more Boku no Hero Academia, both manga and anime. Much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want to try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. That is it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.